Secure communication will be a key factor in a grid-down, bug-out SHTF scenario. Are you prepared enough and confident enough to secure your OPSEC with a proper level of ComSec? Stay tuned. Communication security is the protection resulting from the application of crypto security and transmission security. These protective measures are taken to deny unauthorized persons communications information. This video addresses primarily the cryptographic and transmission security portions of ComSec, which is communication security, and will be very useful for training prepping groups. An authentication system is designed to protect a communication system against the acceptance of fraudulent transmissions. Good ComSec is also good OPSEC. Everyone who communicates in a tactical or strategic environment requires some method of authenticating. Good authentication practices contribute to your survival and effectiveness because they aid in establishing the validity of a transmission, message, or originator. All units or prepping groups must implement their use during training and actual operations should SHTF happen. Authentication is one of the best means available to stop enemy efforts. One way to authenticate a transmission is to have a predetermined isogram, a 10-letter word with no repeating letters. Examples are Pathfinder or BLACKHORSE. However, these isograms are extremely common and I do not recommend their use other than for teaching examples as I will use here. At the end of this video I will provide various isograms that you may use for your group. For example, BLACKHORSE with the corresponding numbers would look something like this. Each letter has a corresponding number directly under it. The numbers could be left to right starting with number 1 and the 10th number being 0, or vice versa, starting with 0 and ending in 9. This has to be agreed upon as a consistent authentication table and system throughout your group, or communications will ultimately fail. Let's use an example. Your group is contacted by someone who is in your prepping group, but their voice sounds different over the radio. They contacted you with your call sign, and you know theirs, so issue a challenge.
This is Lamb Chop 6 to Romeo 1. Authenticate hotel. Over.
Roger, Lamb Chop 6. Authentication. Oscar 6. Over.
Romeo 1, that is correct. Over.
This authentication works because your group predetermined to authenticate a challenge by reading the letter to the right of the called out challenged letter, letter H, right, using the phonetic alphabet, and correctly responding with the letter to the right and the number underneath it. During the Vietnam War, they used something called shackles. These were 10-letter code words for 0 through 9 to transmit map coordinates. So, the numbers 0 through 9 were represented by letters, and those letters were read out as radio phonetic alphabet, and always as a 10-letter word isogram, a word or phrase without any repeating letters. Thus, the map coordinates of 99705205 using BLACKHORSE and the phonetic alphabet would be Echo, Echo, Romeo, Bravo, Hotel, Alpha, Bravo, Hotel. However, do not use the same authentication as your challenge and to relay grid coordinates. A listening enemy will quickly figure out your cipher code. After an authentication is used once, another should be predetermined and selected to use next. There are many different ciphers and authentication tables to use in a comprehensive ComSec situation. I have kept this example on ComSec fairly basic. It is up to you and your prepping group or family to button down the specifics of your ComSec plan. Here are a few isograms you can use as an authentication table, challenge, or to relay map grid coordinates. You could also use a rotation of isograms that the first letter of the isogram corresponds to the first letter of the day of the week. Keep it simple Keep it secure, keep it agreed upon within your group, and never, ever overuse a cipher code or authentication table. So, if you need some high-quality survival gear, why not check out my Amazon store, where I feature many different communication devices and accessories. Just click the link in the description of this video. That being said, Prepper Action out, and as always, be safe.